In the world of polygamy, what happens when the trust that holds a family together is shattered? When two women, sister wives, who once shared everything, find themselves torn apart by betrayal, manipulation, and unspoken truths. What happens when one wife stands up, not just for herself, but for every woman in the family who has silently suffered? This is the story of Christine and Janelle Brown's painful journeys, where love, loyalty, and betrayal collide. And as the story unfolds, we'll uncover a family divided, a broken bond between two wives that Kody Brown never saw coming. But this journey isn't just about the wives, it's about the ripple effects that have shattered their world forever. Stay tuned, because this is only the beginning, and the truth is about to come out. Part 1. It started like any other season of Sister Wives, with Kody Brown's grand vision of a sprawling, shared life on Coyote Pass, a piece of land that was meant to bring the family closer together.
With Robyn
For
and I,
years, the Browns have dreamed of building a compound, a place where all four wives and their children could live in harmony. But as the land deals and permits drag on, the cracks in the family begin to show. And no one is feeling it more than Janelle. While the others kept their faith, Janelle watched as Kody's plans failed to take shape. She kept asking questions, demanding answers, but Kody's silence only deepened the divide. From the outside, the Brown family seemed like they were working towards something bigger. But behind the scenes, the reality was much darker. Janelle, a woman known for her strength and resilience, had always been the one to hold things together. But as the years went by, she started to see the cracks in Kody's promises. "Janelle, I've been patient, but the truth is, it's just been one thing after another. We're stuck in a mess that could have been avoided." As tensions simmered, Janelle had had enough. She wasn't going to sit quietly anymore. She needed to confront Kody. She needed answers. Everything came to a head during one of their heated family meetings. Janelle walked in armed with something more powerful than just words. She had receipts. Documents that revealed Kody's handling of the Coyote Pass situation in a way that was anything but transparent. "Janelle, you said we were in this together, but the reality is, you've been making decisions without us, without me. I have the receipts. It's time you face the truth." Shocked, Kody tried to defend himself, but Janelle wasn't backing down. The tension in the room was palpable. It was no longer just about the land, it was about trust. And Kody had lost hers. The fallout from that confrontation was swift and intense. Kody's defense fell apart as Janelle's revelations hit like a storm. She wasn't the only one questioning Kody's leadership. Other wives started to speak up too. "Christine, it's been clear for a while that Kody's not the man we thought he was. He's been leading us into chaos." But it was Janelle who had become the beacon of hope for fans. Her bravery was a catalyst for the other wives. For the first time, Kody was no longer the authority figure he once was. As the dust settled, something unexpected happened. The receipts Janelle had presented weren't just about Kody's actions. They revealed a much deeper issue, one that no one had anticipated. Behind the land drama, behind the failed promises, Kody's personal motives came to light. "Kody, Janelle's been misled, but I've always had the best intentions for our family." Was Kody's behavior driven by a genuine desire for family unity, or had his personal interests been clouding his judgment? The truth, now more complicated than ever, left fans reeling. Kody's image, once untouchable, was now Up for debate. The fans were quick to respond. Social media erupted as fans took sides. Some stood by Kody, claiming Janelle's accusations were an overreaction. Others rallied behind Janelle, applauding her for speaking the truth and standing up for herself. Fan 1 comment. Janelle is a queen for calling him out like that. She's been patient for too long. #Team Janelle. Fan 2 comment. Can't believe Kody is still trying to justify his actions. Janelle deserves better. The #Team Janelle trended worldwide, with fans expressing their support for the wife who had once been seen as the quiet one. But now, she was the voice of reason. As the family tries to rebuild from the aftermath, the question remains, can they ever return to what they once were? And for Kody and Janelle, can they move past the betrayal and find a way to coexist, or is this the final chapter of their shared life? The road ahead is uncertain. But one thing is clear, Janelle has found her voice, and she's not backing down. In this battle, the truth was her weapon. Do you think Janelle made the right call? Is Kody truly in the wrong, or is there more to the story? Comment below and let us know your thoughts. Part 2. For over a decade, Kody Brown navigated the complexities of a polygamous marriage to Kody Brown. The family dynamic was often portrayed as one of harmony, but beneath the surface, tensions were always simmering. With 4 wives, all vying for Kody's attention, loyalty, and love, Kody thought she was part of a strong family unit. But the arrival of Robyn Brown, Kody's 4th wife, changed everything. When Robyn entered the picture, Kody was optimistic. She believed in the family's unique bond and the shared values that held them together. But as time passed, cracks began to form. Kody started feeling like the foundation she had built her family on was eroding, and Robyn's actions were at the center of it. At first, Robyn's arrival was met with excitement and curiosity. She was the newest addition, the woman who would complete their family. But as the days turned into years, the dynamics began to shift. Kody, once the happiest wife, found herself becoming increasingly isolated. Kody, I didn't know what to expect when Robyn came into the picture. I thought we would all get along, but something changed. It wasn't just her, it was everything. I felt like I was losing Kody, and I didn't know why. Kody's feelings of displacement grew, especially as Kody's focus seemed to shift toward Robyn. The attention he once gave to all his wives was now disproportionately focused on her. And as Kody began to feel more and more like an outsider in her own marriage, Robyn's actions only made things worse. It wasn't just Kody's attention that hurt Kody, it was Robyn's betrayal. Kody had always been open about her feelings, but Robyn's behavior crossed a line. In a shocking revelation, Kody opens up about the ways Robyn's actions left her feeling abandoned and betrayed. Kody, Robyn would say things, do things that made me feel like I wasn't even there. I was always the one left behind. It wasn't just about Kody anymore. It was about the two of them, her and Kody, and I was on the outside. I don't think Robyn ever realized the impact of what she did. Kody's heartbreak was more than just about the lack of affection, it was about feeling invisible in her own family. She had given everything to Kody and their life together, only to be cast aside for Robyn's growing influence. The pain Kody felt reached its peak when she realized that no matter how hard she tried, the family dynamic had irreparably shifted. Her role as one of Kody's wives was no longer as secure. The deepening rift between her and Robyn was undeniable. But this wasn't just a fight for Kody's attention, it was a fight for respect and acknowledgement. During one family meeting, Christine confronted Robyn about the way she was treating her. The tension in the room was thick, and Kody's presence seemed to do little to ease the situation. What followed was an emotional confrontation that changed the course of Christine's future with the family. "Christine, you've been disrespecting me for too long, Robyn. I've given everything, and yet I feel like I don't even exist to you. You've come between me and Kody, and I can't stand it anymore." The confrontation didn't go as Christine had hoped. Robyn tried to explain herself, but the emotional damage had already been done. The rift deepened, and Christine's heartache intensified. She couldn't ignore the betrayal any longer. As Christine navigated the emotional fallout, something unexpected happened. The way she had been treated wasn't just an isolated incident, it was part of a larger pattern of behavior that went unnoticed by the family. "Christine, I had to face the fact that I had been treated differently, not just by Robyn, but by Kody too. He always said he was committed to all of us, but his actions proved otherwise. And I realized, I wasn't just losing Kody, I was losing myself." Christine's realization was a turning point. It wasn't just about Robyn's actions anymore, it was about the entire dynamic of the family. Kody had allowed this behavior to go unchecked, and it had ultimately led to the breakdown of Christine's sense of self-worth. As news of Christine's emotional betrayal became public, fans were quick to react. Social media was flooded with support for Christine as fans took to platforms to express their sympathy and frustration with the way she had been treated. Fan 1 comment: "Robyn has been playing Kody from the start. Christine deserves so much better. #Team Christine." Fan 2 comment: "I'm heartbroken for Christine. She's always been the strong one, and to see her treated like this is just wrong." #Stand with Christine. The outpouring of support for Christine was overwhelming. Fans rallied behind her, calling for change in the way polygamous families treat each other. But there were also those who blamed Christine for her own struggles, accusing her of being too emotional. The debate raged on, with no clear resolution in sight. As the family struggles to heal, Christine has come to a difficult decision. She can no longer live in a situation where she feels invisible. Her future with Kody, and with Robyn, is uncertain. What will happen next? Will Christine continue to fight for her place in Kody's world, or will she walk away for good? Christine: "I'm not the same woman I was when I first entered this family. I've learned so much about myself, and I'm ready for something different. I deserve to be seen. I deserve to be heard." Do you think Christine should leave Kody and Robyn behind, or should she try to repair the broken bonds? Comment below and let us know your thoughts. Let's deep dive in full details. Part 4. For years, the Brown family appeared as the perfect polygamous unit. The public image of Kody Brown, the patriarch, surrounded by his 4 wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, was one of unity, love, and devotion. Fans watched as they juggled their family's complexities and overcame their personal struggles, all under the watchful eye of the cameras. But in truth, the cracks were already beginning to show. Behind the cameras, the women each struggled with their own challenges. They wanted to build a life where each had a place, where they were seen and heard. But as time passed, Christine started to feel more more like an outsider in her own family. Her once strong bond with Kody began to weaken, and the source of the growing tension. Robyn. Christine. I used to think it would get easier, but it never did. I kept trying, but something was wrong. Kody was pulling away from me, and I didn't know why. It hurt, and I couldn't understand what happened. As Kody's relationship with Robyn deepened, Christine's fears became a reality. The emotional distance between her and Kody was impossible to ignore, and Robyn's growing influence in the family only made it worse. For years, Christine had been the one to hold the family together, supporting her sister wives and maintaining her relationship with Kody. But as Robyn entered the picture, everything changed. Kody seemed to focus all his energy on her, and Christine felt herself being pushed further and further to the sidelines. And then, something happened, a shift that no one could have predicted. Christine's inner turmoil began to build. She watched Kody lavish attention on Robyn, while the rest of them, especially Janelle and herself, were left to fend for themselves. And Robyn's behavior, it only added fuel to the fire. Christine's breaking point was approaching. But it wasn't just about Kody's actions. It was about Robyn's subtle manipulations, the way she made Christine feel unimportant, unseen. Christine. I felt like I was invisible, like Kody didn't even see me anymore. And Robyn. She made it clear where I stood. It was devastating, but I wasn't the only one feeling this way. Janelle, too, felt the strain. While not as vocal as Christine, Janelle shared her frustrations. They both understood that Robyn's influence over Kody was creating an imbalance, one that none of them could ignore any longer. The tipping point came when Christine decided enough was enough. It wasn't just the love she was losing, it was her own sense of self-worth. She had always been open, honest, and patient, but now, she was ready to take a stand. What happened next would set the course for her future with the family and ignite a wave of tension that would ripple through every relationship. Christine. Why are you doing this, Robyn? You've taken Kody from me, and you don't even see what's happening. We were supposed to be family, but now it's just you and him. As Christine's emotions boiled over, the air was thick with tension. The confrontation between Christine and Robyn wasn't just an argument, it was a breaking point. And the worst part, Kody wasn't on Christine's side. The fallout from Christine's confrontation with Robyn was immediate and painful. Kody, caught between his wives, tried to mediate, but the emotional damage had already been done. Christine's words had cut deep, and as the cameras rolled, the Brown family's facade of unity began to crumble. Kody's attempts to fix the situation only made things worse. Christine's hurt was real, and there was no easy way to undo the damage. Robyn, too, felt the sting of the confrontation. She had always believed her relationship with Kody was what mattered most, but now, she faced the harsh reality that the cost of that bond was the emotional pain of her sister wives. Janelle. I always knew things were tense, but I didn't realize how deep the wounds were. Christine has always been strong, but this time, it's different. As the family tried to pick up the pieces, something shocking was revealed. The betrayal that Christine had felt wasn't just about Robyn's actions, it was about something much deeper. Kody, the man they had all pledged loyalty to, had allowed these divisions to fester. He had failed to see the damage his favoritism was causing, and it was tearing his family apart. Kody. I thought I was doing what was best. But I never realized how much pain I was causing. Now, I have to face the consequences. Kody's realization came too late. The trust had been broken, and the women were no longer willing to tolerate the imbalance. The damage was irreversible. Christine's emotional declaration had forced everyone to confront the reality of their situation. As news of Christine's emotional revelation spread, fans of Sister Wives were quick to react. Social media exploded with support for Christine. But the fallout wasn't just confined to the family, it spread across the internet. Fans rallied behind Christine, voicing their support for the woman who had been brave enough to expose the truth. Fan 1 comment: Christine deserves so much more. She's been strong for too long. #Team Christine. Fan 2 comment: It's about time someone spoke out. Kody and Robyn need to realize what they've done to her. The public backlash was swift. Fans were torn between supporting Christine and blaming Kody and Robyn for the destruction of the family. But the question remained: could the Brown family ever heal, or was this the beginning of the end? As the dust settles, Christine has made a difficult decision. She can no longer stay in a marriage where she feels invisible and betrayed. But will she walk away completely? And what does the future hold for Kody and the rest of the wives? Christine: I've given everything, but I can't keep giving if it means losing myself. It's time for a change. I need to move forward. Christine wasn't always a member of a polygamous family. Before meeting Kody, she had dreams of a simpler life, one that didn't involve sharing her husband. She grew up in a devout Christian household and was taught to believe in a traditional, monogamous marriage. When she first encountered Kody, she was skeptical, but his charm and promises of love won her over. She believed in the family's vision, a vision of unity and togetherness. But as time went on, Christine began to feel that her place in the family wasn't as secure as she thought. The more she tried to be supportive, the more isolated she felt. The dream she once believed in was slowly slipping away. Christine: I thought I would find my place here, in this family. But now, I'm questioning everything I've ever believed in. There was a time when the Browns appeared as one unit, a family bound by love and commitment. Early seasons of Sister Wives showed Kody with his 4 wives, laughing together, raising their children, supporting one another through the highs and lows. But slowly, over the years, things started to shift. In earlier seasons, Christine was often seen as the heart of the family, the one who made sure everyone felt included. But now, the dynamic was shifting, and it was clear that Kody's attention was drifting. Back then, Christine was the glue that held them together. But when Robyn entered the picture, everything changed. Christine felt like the warmth of their unity was fading, and the void between her and Kody grew wider. It wasn't just about being second anymore, it was about being invisible. While Robyn was the newest addition to the family, her arrival didn't just shake things up, it altered the entire family dynamic. Initially, Robyn was seen as the favorite, the one who had Kody's full attention. She seemed like the perfect wife, always supportive, always understanding. But Christine began to notice something more troubling. Robyn's actions, though subtle, were creating divisions, and Christine was starting to feel the emotional toll. Robyn's subtle manipulations, the way she spoke to Kody, the way she positioned herself within the family, made Christine feel like an outsider in her own home. Christine couldn't ignore it anymore. Robyn, though she never openly fought with her, had an uncanny way of making Christine feel like she was just a shadow in her own marriage. It wasn't just about Kody's affection, it was about how Robyn carried herself in front of everyone. Christine saw how Robyn would go out of her way to assert herself as Kody's number one, even in subtle ways. And this, more than anything, left a lasting impact on Christine. As Christine's emotional pain became public, fans of Sister Wives flooded social media with their thoughts. What started as a trickle of sympathy for Christine turned into a full-fledged movement. Fans rallied behind her, voicing their anger at how Kody and Robyn had treated her. But the debate wasn't one-sided. Some fans criticized Christine for airing the family's dirty laundry. She knew what she was signing up for, one commenter said. Why's she complaining now? But for every critic, there were dozens who stood with Christine, saying she had every right to speak her truth. Fan 1 comment. Christine is the heart of this family. She deserves so much more than this. Hashtag Team Christine. Fan 2 comment. I can't believe Kody allowed this to happen. He's blinded by Robyn. Christine deserves better. Hashtag Justice for Christine. The outpouring of support was overwhelming. Fans flooded Reddit, Instagram, and Twitter, with some even calling for Kody to be held accountable for the emotional damage done to his wives. Others lamented the breakdown of the family and wondered if there was any way for them to repair the damage. While Christine's emotions took center stage, Janelle's silence spoke volumes. For years, Janelle had quietly suffered in the background, feeling like she wasn't as important as Robyn or Christine. She watched as Kody lavished attention on Robyn, but didn't speak up. Janelle, the quiet strength of the family, had her own complicated relationship with Kody and the family dynamic. She never complained, but inside, she felt just as ignored as Christine. Janelle. I don't know how Christine did it. I've been silent for so long, but I feel her pain. I know exactly what she's going through. It's not easy being here when you feel like you don't matter. Mary, on the other hand, had already weathered her own storm with Kody. She had been through the pain of feeling like the odd one out, and her relationship with Kody had never fully recovered. But Mary's journey was different. She had already given up hope of being seen as Kody's equal. Now, watching Christine go through the same pain she had endured, Mary could only observe in silence. But could Christine and Janelle find the courage to speak out as she had? The future of the Brown family is now in question. Will Christine walk away from Kody, or will she stay and continue to fight for a place in the family? The answers may lie in her willingness to prioritize her own happiness over the family she's spent years building. Kody has apologized, but will it be enough? Fans continue to speculate. Will Christine ever find peace? Will the Brown family ever return to what it was? Christine. I have to choose myself. I've given enough. I have to find my own peace now. I just don't know what's next. As Christine contemplates her future, the question lingers, can a family torn apart by betrayal ever truly heal? And if Christine chooses to leave, what does that mean for the rest of the wives? The answers are unclear, but one thing is certain. This is just the beginning of a new chapter for the Browns. Christine's departure could be the first in a series of changes that affect the entire family. Kody's relationships with his wives may never be the same, and Robyn's role as the central figure could soon face more scrutiny than ever before. As we close this chapter, one question remains: what happens next for the Brown family? Stay tuned for more updates, because the story is far from over. Do you think Christine made the right decision? Will the Brown family ever be the same? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Sister Wives revelations. The story isn't over, and the truth is still unfolding. Stay tuned for the next chapter in the Brown family saga. You won't want to miss what happens next.